So we've been on AvidXchange for almost 4 years now, and it's sort of like, you know, accounts payable on speed. It's a medication. It's a prescription for accounts payable health. Our system was broken in that, you know, we would get paper invoices into, you know, 1, 2, or 3 locations. They were scanned, photocopied, overnighted, you know, faxed, and even with all of that, we didn't know where they were. We had no handle on it. We were getting, you know, late charges and shut-off notices from utility vendors. So we had no handle on our accounts payable, and we brought AvidXchange in really to solve that problem. We brought AvidXchange in, it really completely revolutionized the way we're able to handle our accounts payable. We don't retain payable hard copy paper anymore. All of our invoices are shredded as soon as they're scanned. We don't have filing cabinets anymore. We're able to keep our staff very thin, which gives us a big competitive advantage, being a low-cost provider. So I don't know how we could do business without AvidXchange. Having an automated accounts payable system, only makes sense today. Well, there have been a lot of intangibles coming along with the implementation of AvidXchange. Not just the sort of the cost reductions that we've seen, in terms of being able to grow without having to hire more people, but the way that we do business now, it has streamlined things quite a bit. For example, we just went through a sales tax audit. Now, I'm not sure if you've ever experienced the joys of sales tax audits, but this one was most interesting because it covered the years 2004 to 2006, and we came on sort of at the beginning of 2004. And so for every invoice from when we started to to 2006, the end of their audit, it was a snap, right? Just they wanted to see these 27 invoices. We were able to just go get them quickly. And anything before 2004, when we went on Avid, it was like the most painful thing imaginable, trying to find paper invoices from 2004. And real estate companies have high transaction volume. Every building typically is its own entity, so there's volumes of invoices. So it was really difficult to find them. So, intangibles, finding things and not having to dig through paper files and the workers' comp claims for, paper cuts, things like that. Those are intangibles. Everyone is sort of under the spotlight. It's total visibility into what people are doing and where invoices are in the process. And what we did early on was we distributed sort of a workflow report that told people how they were doing. And there's 2 columns. There's the stars, the superstars, and then there's the, I'm forgetting the name of it, the slow pokes, right? And no one wanted to be in the slow pokes column, right? So we were able to continually reduce our cycle time for when an invoice came in to when it got into our accounting system. And we're down to somewhere around 3 days. So, that was an interesting little anecdote. At the beginning of our implementation, we used to review these things on a monthly basis. And, everyone wanted to be in the star column, so they were always, right on top of the invoices. And we didn't have to send, like, dunning notices to our people to snap them into shape. So my background, actually, before coming to Winstanley's, was in the software industry. And when we interviewed Avid, it was back in 2004, and they were still sort of new at it. And what came through very clearly was the fact that they're very passionate about payables. It sounds kind of kooky, right? Passionate about payables. But I really believe that Avid thinks of this as the sort of the final frontier in business automation. Almost all the other areas are covered except accounts payable. And there's a lot of high impact value that could be brought to that business process with the right tool set, and there hasn't been to date. And so we actually interviewed Michael Prager at the time, and he was our account sales guy. You know, he's the CEO, but he's the account sales guy back in 2004. And I saw very clearly that he was passionate about payables. It was their focus of their business. They're not a large company that, you know, spun off a little group to create a software solution for accounts payable. That's what they built from the ground up. So we knew that we could rely on them and that they were in it for the long run. Because their sole focus is accounts payable and they're passionate about it, they're really a company of very high integrity. And with that comes this sort of dedication to getting it right. And we've worked with them over the past almost 4 years now, and it has really been a pleasure. It's been a great experience.